but a really nice introductory speech that I had there. So I hope you appreciated that, because you only heard that if you were live. All right, so we are recording. So this will be posted to our YouTube channel and our Facebook channel after this, and I'll share those links here with you in a little bit. At the top, I want to talk about a couple of links that you should bookmark for yourself inside of Chrome on your desktop that you access every single day. Gmail, right? Your KW email is a Gmail platform. So bookmark your email, log in to your home screen. kwconnect.com. Think of kwconnect.com as YouTube, but just for KW agents. There are links, there are trainings, there are videos, there's live events, there's recorded sessions, all kinds of things to research and search inside of kwconnect.com. It's slowly migrating and becoming interconnected inside of Command, but it's not fully there yet. So it is a standalone platform. So that's why I share with you that you should bookmark that link and log in, be able to log in. Agent.kw.com, that's Command. That's your Command login screen. So you definitely need to be in there every day working in and on your business, right? So agent.kw.com. And answers.kw.com. Answers.kw.com, essentially, it's Google for all things Command, all things KW. You can search topics. There are fact pages, there are videos, there's step-by-step tutorials. We recognize as an organization, and I don't know if you all know it yet, but we are one of the leading training organizations and continuously recognized for our training. As a real estate company, that's pretty amazing that we're recognized as a leader in training. So what we have is live training, recorded training, step-by-step fact pages, tutorials, long format, maybe an hour training, or bite-sized format, maybe 7 to 10 minute trainings, because we recognize that everybody learns differently. And then above and beyond that, you have your one-on-one sessions that are available to you in your market center with your market center tech trainers to enhance and enforce all these training classes, all that fundamental things that you've done. So we try to do our best to be everything for everybody. You can't be everything for everybody as a realtor, but we do try to be everything for everybody as instructors for your business, your tech coaches for all intents and purposes, if you look at it that way. All right, so answers.kw.com is that other platform, okay? So I do recommend it. How do you bookmark might be a question that you guys have. So when you're in your dashboard, inside of Chrome, all the way on the right-hand side, there are 3 dots. And if you click on the 3 dots, okay, and you scroll down, there's a bookmark. About 2/3 of the way down, it says bookmarks. And what you can do is you can build your custom list of bookmarks that will literally open up every time you log in. Something that I do. So my dashboard, every day I log in, my bookmarks automatically pop up for me. So that's just a great thing. So I don't ever have to forget where I'm going. Technology and self-advocacy. It's important, right? A lot of you will tell me, and I've been doing this for 5 years now, just so you know, I've been a realtor, but I've been a technology trainer for 5 years here in the region. And I hear this all the time, especially for newer associates. Oh, I and tech don't get along, or I'm scared of tech, or tech doesn't work for me, or don't think of our platform. Even we do utilize the word technology, okay? But I think technology is everything all around us, right? We all use phones, right? Most of us, right? Our phones, right? We've all heard this. Our phones are more powerful than the first computers that were used to put people on the moon. You can handle technology, but our technology really is nothing more than leverage. It's a tool in your toolbox for you to run your organization, to run your day-to-day operations. You don't have to be a coder. You don't have to be a programmer. I didn't go to school for any of these things. I understand things, so I'm fortunate in that capacity, and I recognize that it takes certain people a little bit longer. That's okay. But don't put yourself of the mindset, negative mindset, that you can't do this. A lot of this is fill in the blank. A lot of this is just organizational systems, models, and tools. And Command, the technology that's provided for you, is nothing more than leverage for your day-to-day. So don't let it scare you, okay? That's important. Some of the things that we're going to talk about is self-advocacy. What does self-advocacy mean? It means that you don't have to wait to meet with one of your market center tech trainers. You can go out and learn as quickly as you would like to to start rolling things into your platform. I talked about answers.kw.com, right? That is a platform where you can go and you can look up information. That is a place where you can go if you're having trouble with something to look it up. Maybe it's something on command, or it's something in opportunities, or it's something inside of contacts. That's all there for you. If you find that something's not working, you're truly struggling with something, maybe you think it's not functioning the way that it should, your first contact should be your Market Center tech trainer. And I want to remind you, and I know some people have come back a little bit later, who your Market Center tech trainers are. Right? So take a quick look and write that down so you know who you're talking to. If you haven't met them yet, you will. But your Market Center tech trainer is there for you. They're your advocate. Okay? They're your tech driver. And when you have challenges or you're not trying to find something, reach out to them. Okay? There may come a time where the system may not be functioning for you and you may need to enter in what's called a support ticket. They're going to help you do that, right? And we're going to show you how to do that in case you can't get a hold of them. But it's always important to support that, provide that information of how they do that, okay? So that is also done on answers.kw.com. Command for help. Now I'm going to show you all these things, but there's command for help inside of command. And the reason that I put answers.kw command first versus command help, because I think that's the best place to go. There's live chat and command. And what happens a lot of times in live chat is that agents will go there for training and not because something's truly not working for them. So chat gets bogged down sometimes with people looking for answers to things that they could find out on their own. But chat has to answer all those in order. And so that's why I tell you to go to your Market Center tech trainer first. So if we look at and we put things in 3 buckets when people usually come to us looking for answers. It's using training related because they don't fully yet understand how to do something, and which is okay. It may be a feature request. And they may be looking for the platform that the systems or tools provided for you to do something it doesn't do yet, which as a newer associate or a new to use command, we don't expect you to understand all the nuances inside the platform and what it can and can't do. But your Market Center tech trainers will understand that. And third, it might actually be something that we need to report a support ticket. So that's why your Market Center tech trainers can help either guide you to a training class or a recorded session to get you the answer or answer it themselves. Or they can explain that, hey, what you're asking for at this particular point just doesn't exist yet. So here's how you could do it in what we call a workaround, or what it might look like in the future. We do have some insight of where command is going. Or thirdly, it truly is a support ticket and we need to report that and they will help you do that. Not a problem there. Talked about KW Connect. Scott Leroy Marketing. It's another platform that you could bookmark, scottleroymarketing.com. Log in to Scott Leroy Marketing is your Market Center number. Okay. They have lots of recorded training, just like we do on our regional channel. They do have offer support network. They're a great leverage and resource partner for our region. All of our Market Centers have a relationship with Scott, so it's something that you can utilize as well. We have a regional YouTube channel. So it's youtube.com/KWVAWVA Region 12. If you bookmark that or follow that, subscribe to that channel, anytime we provide newly recorded training, you'll get a notification that we've posted. So as I mentioned, all of these sessions we're doing today will be posted on that platform. We have a regional Facebook groups. If you go to facebook.com and you look up kw.va.wva.tech, and ask to join that. There's about 1,000 members right now. It's a closed group. That's where we help support each other with information. You can ask questions out there. Our tech trainers, our Market Center tech trainers, or other agents themselves will help answer questions for you in that environment if you can't get a hold of somebody in your leadership or in your office. So it's good to join that. And we'll also put information that's up to date of new changes and updates to command, okay, that you may want to know about. All right, I'm going to show you. So when we talk about support, right, the reason I want you to go to your Market Center tech trainers, because we highlight those 3 things, right? Is it training related? Is it a feature request? Or do we actually need to support something, right? So what happens is that you, the associates, will provide information of something that's going on. I don't want you to ever assume that, hey, there's an issue going on, somebody else must have reported it. Because Some things are regional, some things are local, and some things are unique to the individual agent. That's just how tech works sometimes, right? So you always want to support a ticket if it's not working. And what you would do is you would go to answers.kw.com. Okay, I'm going to bring up a screen here. Answers.kw.com, and at the top right-hand side is a submit a request. Now, I mentioned the first time you go to do this, I think it's best to do it with your Market Center Tech Trainer, but you fill out all the information that's here. And it's going to narrow down the parameters to you saying, hey, I'm having trouble in a particular applet. Maybe describe what that issue is. Your Market Center Tech Trainer will also maybe take a screen recording of what's going on. Pictures, screenshots are helpful. However, we use a platform which is free to all of you called Loom, LOOM.com, and it's a screen recorder. So where you can actually talk through the issue that's going on. Your Market Center Tech Trainers will utilize this with you. So when you submit the ticket here at the bottom, it'll ask you for a link, and it just generates a link so we can see the actual real-time issue that's going on, so we can troubleshoot and isolate, and we can see a lot more things here through keystrokes of what you're doing and what screens you're looking at versus just screenshots. So it's important that we get as much information as we can to try to get you the proper direction for whatever's going on. And then if there is a larger outage per se, okay, you'll be added to that particular request and updated as those changes or implements or hot fixes come to play. So that's why I said never assume, right? Always go ahead and submit that ticket. So that's important. All right, so I'm going to start with mykw.kw.com. So mykw.kw.com came into existence around 2010. It was the first technological platform that KW rolled out with. It was in partnership with a company called Market Leader, and we had our own CRM platform through there, which is CRM is contact management that you guys learn about. It's one component of our command platform today. But there are still some things that you will utilize on here or should know how to get to in case you need to make some changes. You don't use it as much in our day-to-day, but I'm going to highlight what's important here, okay? So if you've launched in your Market Center already, you probably have met with your Market Center Tech Trainer or your ASC, which is your Agent Service Coordinator, to set up some of your systems. Or Scott Leroy may have done these for you too, because that's part of their job. But what you see here is a profile. Okay, if you click on profile, you'll see a lot of fill in the blanks. Looks like a Word document. And really what you want to do is you want to fill all this out, right? Because this populates some of the KW platform, and you'll see there's a couple platforms, profiles, that we need to provide information to just to kind of streamline everything right now, because we're not yet running on one system. Most of this should be filled out on you already. If not, just take the time to go through here and fill it out. If you've got specific questions on these things, I've said it 100 times already, but I'm going to kind of work this through with you guys. Talk to your Market Center Tech Trainer as to what it may be. But there's a bio that's on here. We're going to talk a lot about bios over the next couple of sessions, because you're going to have two biographies that you're going to want to use. One is for your consumer-facing bio, your marketing profile type of bio. Your other bio is going to be an agent-to-agent bio, right? Because inside of KW, we pass referrals around. So agents around the country, around the world, can look into a neighborhood, into a market center, and see who's productive and maybe reach out to them. An incomplete agent profile could cost you business, okay? So it is important to have two scripted bios. We'll go into more detail about that as we go along, but filling out all of this information, making sure it's complete from your profile page is step one for you guys. Step two is up here under technology, okay? If you haven't yet accessed your KW email, there's one provided for you and probably already set up for you. You can actually go here to KW email and see what that is. On the right-hand side, you can see manage your KW email. Okay. Oh, I'm in a demo account, so there isn't one configured for this one, so I apologize. So I'm just going to hit sign up, although I'm not going to create one. You would go ahead and you would create and you would set up, but you're already going to have one, and you'll see that, or you should already have one. Now, as I mentioned earlier, our email platform is provided through Gmail. A lot of you, like everybody else in the world, probably has a free email account, right? At gmail.com, at hotmail.com, at livewire.com, at me.com. Heck, there's some of you might still be using at AOL.com, right? You're all business owners that we touched on earlier. You shouldn't be using those free email accounts in your business. Okay, at a minimum, you should use your at kw.com email. It's probably your name at kw.com. And the reason you want to do that is because you're a business professional. Okay, using those free accounts don't tell a good story about you. Using at kw.com lets the world know that you're with KW. Now, above that, as you grow your business, you may build your own brand, which you have the right to do. Now, this is not that class. And what I will tell you is what I tell everybody. When you go to build your own brand, have a conversation with your local broker, because there's specific requirements that you have to do. And I'll tell you what those are, right? So if I was going to be Donaldson Realty, okay, I could go out and buy a domain, Donaldson Realty, and I can advertise myself as Donaldson Realty. Well, there's a couple problems with that. The word realty is not allowed. If I was Donaldson Home Group, that would be okay. But Donaldson Home Group has to be a recognized brand attached to your license through Richmond and attached to your market center. So you can't just start advertising yourself as a team or a group. There's some parameters there. But when you get permission to do that, and then you go out and say, maybe you buy the domain Donaldson Home Group, I could have an email address, david@donaldsonhomegroup.com, that I could run through Gmail. That is okay to utilize above your KW email, because that is a professional email address that's about your business. So those are the three email options you have: the freemiums, at kw.com, and then your professional business one, which we won't go into detail in this class, but your market center tech trainer and your broker can walk you through that when you're ready to do that after you've been licensed through that brokerage by your professional entity. So the other thing you can do on this page is change your email password. All the other platforms, kw.com, or I'm sorry, kwconnect.com, agent.kw.com, your apps, they all use your user ID and password. The email is Gmail, so the password's different. Now, you might make it the same. That's entirely up to you. I recommend some dynamic passwords across your ecosystem, but you can go in here and change your KW email under that manage password, manage email, to update you. Okay, so just want you to know where that's at. Now, when you go to log in your emails going forward, essentially what you're going to do is you'll just go to gmail.com and you'll log in to Gmail with your KW email address and whatever your password was. So that's where your emails are all going to be here through Gmail. So straightforward, fairly simple for most people. I think we've all probably mostly used email at this point. You might use Outlook, that's okay. But your KW provided email is a Gmail platform. You can certainly forward that to something else if you need to. Okay, so let's come back to the home page here. So we covered profile, we covered email, talked about how to change it there. Close that. At the very bottom, there's what's called white pages. I showed you that profile information. The reason you do that is because we have white pages. So white pages is a list or a roster of every agent across KW. So you can actually go to these white pages and look somebody up, right? So if I click on white pages, it'll bring me to associate information, and I can search people, okay, by name, by market center, by position. So you'll see that there's 34 people with the last name Donaldson across KW. So this one happens to be me right here. So it's just another way where you can go up and look somebody. If you're looking for somebody's contact information, that's an agent that you're trying to get a hold of, you can search for them through the KW white pages. Okay. Then lastly, on this page, your market center might be utilizing a calendar. So you'll see this intranet, okay? The intranet is the internal system for your market center. So you may have a calendar in here that your market center might be utilizing. There's some profile things that you want to set up the first time, but I wanted to get to the calendar here. And this is your day-to-day training calendar that your Market Center might have online for you. Not everybody uses it, but some do. But I just wanted you to know where it was. And up here is a settings profile where you can go in here and edit your preferences. How regularly do you want to be updated? Okay. And at the very bottom is a calendar subscription. The reason why this is valuable is that you can take this calendar, if your office uses it, and plug it into your Google Calendar, and it'll update you on the day-to-day so you can see what's going on. If you have trouble with any of this, you know who to contact, right? Market Center Tech Trainer. They're going to help you. But plugging these two and making them talk to each other is incredibly valuable to you. So it populates across to your Google Calendar, because there might be trainings that you want to attend on any particular day. All right. So that is mykw.kw.com. Those are the big things on that channel, that website, that I wanted you to be aware of. A lot of the other things, as you kind of walk through here, if you were to start clicking on it, it may start driving you to other areas because we're migrating away. But the ones that I highlighted for you are what you'll utilize most if you were to come to this page. So I want to pause there real quick and see if there's any questions. Derek, is there anything around MyKW, or does anybody have on this platform that we want to address before I go on to the next?
Can you show again how you link calendars?
I'm going to kick that back to the Market Center Tech Trainers, because that's a multi-step process that I won't have the time to walk through. But
just how you did it just now. What with the just now you went, what is that? You clicked on
so go to right,
the internet.
So you go to internet.
Okay.
Come up to the top here where your picture is on the upper right-hand side, which is profile.
Okay.
And then at the bottom, edit preferences.
Edit preferences, okay.
And at the bottom here, there's a way to calendar subscriptions.
Calendar subscription. Okay. My preferences in calendar subscription.
Yes.
Thanks.
Not a problem. Okay. So next, we're going to talk about KW Connect. So I'm going to go ahead and close a couple of these windows. Bring up my next window so you can see. All right. KW Connect, if you remember earlier, I talked about being the YouTube version of KW. Okay, it's a great platform. There's a lot of information in here. So you literally can get lost in here for days. There's so much information in here. I'm going to kind of highlight a couple of the priorities, but take your time and any time and go in here and start plugging around. Anything that we utilize in our day-to-day for KW's ecosystem is important you just get comfortable with. And the only way to get comfortable with is to throw yourself in there and take a look at different things. So when you come into KW's Connect, your profile is going to be over here on the right-hand side. A lot of that will pull from the white pages, but I want you to go in here and just take a look at and edit your profile and make sure it's all up to date. Bio, you can actually here, you can add social media interactions, right? Your business page. You could turn on your likeness to other agents. You can show what production you may have had. You can show your units, your number of transactions, how long you've been with KW, and other agents will see this information. It's okay to turn these things on and off, right? Here's one thing I want to make sure that you all are comfortable, especially if you're new to the business, okay? Here's the one great equalizer across all of real estate. Every single agent, I don't care if they've been in the business 1 day or 14 years like me or longer, we all started at the same spot. This is, we all started with 0 transactions. And no matter who you look up to in your market center, they all started where you are, and they were able to get to where they're going to. Some got there faster, some had some luck, some had some teams or some partners or maybe parents or family members that helped them scale, right? But some started with nothing, okay? Don't be worried about the number of transactions you have not done yet. If you're fairly new, you'll get there, okay? You'll get there. And when you're writing your bios, don't be paralyzed to not be able to say anything in your bio about production. You haven't done anything yet. A lot of times people are looking to connect for any number of reasons. Maybe it's where you're from or where you went to college or what your hobbies are. Believe me, by having as much information as you can, it says something about you, right? There are times I've reached out to agents that were brand new to the business because in my mind, if you're fairly new and you've done all of these things, then I can identify that you're hungry. It triggers a conversation with me to you about maybe passing this or business. Because think about it this way, if I send a referral to somebody who's incredibly busy, maybe my client gets lost in it. If I send a referral to somebody that's fairly new in the business, they want to kill it for me because they don't have a lot of business going on. There's no right or wrong here, but I'm just saying, don't be paralyzed by the idea that you won't have any luck because you haven't had any business. Take the time, complete your profile information, and give as much detail as you can so you can connect with someone. That's just a little food for thought around it, okay? Now, if I just kind of click on connect, it'll bring me back to the home screen, okay? Across the top, system navigation, this is calendar. They're working on integrating that with that internet calendar that I just introduced you. Some of it pushes across, where it's not fully flushed out yet, but you can take a look at that. Next to it is training, and what I want to highlight to you is the Connect Live calendar. So Connect Live is KW's trainers, and sometimes I will train on this platform, okay? Twice a day, there are trainings. And you'll see here today, Monday the 22nd. They're always in Central Time, so be conscious that we're 1 hour ahead of the times that they talk about it. So today there's Best of Connect Live, Harness the Power of 6 Personal Perspectives, and then later there's Track Your Leads and Follow Up with These. These 2 times a day training, sometimes they're specific to Command, other times they're specific or more general around business, and you may utilize Command or how there's best practices. There's all kinds of great things on here. So what I encourage everybody to do is on Sunday, or Friday or Saturday, whatever that looks like, come in here and see what trainings KWI is putting on for the week, and maybe time block these times in your schedule for those events that you want to attend. Okay. Last thing, you never want to be like, oh, that happened and I missed it. Well, that happens too. Business calls, and we can't always attend all the training we want to. The great thing about that is we have on demand. So all of these sessions, or at least most of them, okay, are recorded, and usually within about 48 hours, they're loaded to the on-demand, so you can go back and watch what was recorded. Just like our sessions, right? I do post these to YouTube, and when I have the time, I try to post them here too, as recorded sessions that you can go back and watch them. Live is always best, but we do record a lot of these, so you can go back and rewatch them. But the most important thing is looking out a week in advance, see what's going on this particular week, and time block in your schedule any of the sessions that you would like to attend. Pretty straightforward and easy, okay? Next to that is resources. So you also see the live calendar, which we just covered. Then there's a Welcome New Associates tab. Now, over the next 8 sessions, Monday through Thursday, over the next 2 weeks, we're going to cover all the applets inside of Command. But there's a lot of other things that you may not, that you could be overwhelmed with as being a new associate. So if you come here to this Resources New Associate tab, kind of highlights the things that you should be doing, quick hyperlinks to information, right? A lot of that will tie back to what we're doing, right? Our training is not linked here, but KW's version of training will be through here. You know, how to get started, how to boost your production, how to stay informed, different places to go, next steps. Great resource for you to go in and see what's available to you and what you should be doing. So I think it's important to highlight that. There's a marketing link here. You go in there, okay? You'll see there's logos and branding. Well, this tells you how to utilize KW's branded material inside of your business. And also in here is where a place where you could find, not every market center has in here, your market center logos. Check with your MCTTs about that, but a lot of that information, there's a great, depends on how informed you are. There's a 30-page document on branding requirements, your signs, your business cards, using the logo, what you can and can't do by being with a KW, being part of KW. So all agents should be up to speed on this, but I know how that is. But I want you to know where this was. All right. Next is technology. Okay. Leverage, as I like to call it. There's a Command your market center and Command your business. two things here. The tech-enabled agent and command your business are two areas where I think that you will want to go sooner than later to check them things out. If you go to command your business, you're going to see a step-by-step how to build your database, how to work through these different applets, just like we're doing, but these are recorded, smaller bite-sized components. If you look under recommended training, you'll see build your database. There's all these smaller videos. So tomorrow we're going to get into the context. We're going to cover a lot of this, but again, we recognize that you guys all learn at different speeds and you may want to go back and see different things. So this was command your business, which is underneath resources. I'm sorry, underneath technology, command your business. Okay. You also have what's called the tech-enabled agents. The tech-enabled agent, series of quick links to different specific elements. How do I set up my app? How do I get business training? How do I get training? You know, if you're on Teams, it'll kind of jump to some of that command your business information, but also it tells the story of where we are, why we are where we came from. In the beginning, I talked a little bit about Zillow and that Gary kind of took under his wing that we were going to do all these things in command. And the reason was this. I mentioned mykw.kw.com and our relationship with Market Leader. Okay. So Market Leader over time was acquired by Zillow. We were later also partnered with a company called .loop, which was our contract writing tool prior to Docusign. They were acquired by Zillow. So literally when I say Zillow was coming for us, they were literally coming for us by buying our business partners. So KW said, okay, enough of this. Okay, our agents' data, our agents' consumers is important and at risk. So the only way to protect the agents was to bring this in-house. So that's why we're building command. We're building command so that you are no longer ever at risk of losing your information. That's why KW is going through the arduous task of building this platform, which takes time, right? There are hurdles and there are things that happen, right? But we own it, we control it, and it's at our speed and our agents' input allows us to continue to build this platform. So if you were talking to other agents that utilize different platforms, the reason that KW provides this for you is that those other platforms will always be at risk for an acquisition. And you probably see a lot of acquisitions going on in the world right now, all around real estate, because there's a lot of disruption going on. And that battle is Zillow and the bigger companies wanting your data so they can go direct to the consumer and our relationship. That's where we're at with this. All right, so those are all the things on KW. Now, those are some of the things on KW Connect that I wanted to highlight for you, but there's a lot more that you can just kind of go in and start taking a look at over time. But those are the high things, right? The welcome new associates and command your business or the tech-enabled agents, a lot of affirmation of things that we're going through. So before I go on to the next platform, which will be command, okay, I'm going to pause here and see if you guys have any specific questions around Connect, the training, what's available to you, the live events. Okay, very good. Close that out. I'm going to bring up command. So command, I'm just going to minimize here real quick. So command is a platform. It has a lot of applets inside of the platform, which I'll kind of give you an overlay. It's not just a CRM. A CRM is one component of it. Okay. It has, oh, actually, the best thing is just kind of go into that, right? Sometimes I click too far. There we go. All right. So command, here we are, agent.kw.com. That's your command platform, okay? And a couple of things that I want to show you from setting up or from a getting started standpoint will be in here. But on the left-hand side, you see all those applets. And these are where our trainings are going to take place over the next couple of days. Contacts, tasks, smart plans, referrals, opportunities, campaigns, reports, designs, and consumer. So what does that mean? Well, contacts is your database. Tasks are what do you have to do day to day to work with in your database? You're going to call somebody, you're going to send an email, do you have to schedule a closing, do you schedule an open house? What does that look like for you? Smart plans, how are you following up with your consumers, right? There are things that can happen automatically for you in the background where emails are getting fired, updates are going on, saved searches are going on, they're updating your clients about things. Once you've set them, it's happening. Referrals. Well, whether you realize it or not, KW is the largest referral company in the world because we've got 180,000 agents passing referrals. Right? So that's our referral platform. Opportunities is your digital whiteboard. Imagine you probably have seen whiteboards in people's offices with addresses and names and dates and things that are going on that constantly have to be erased and updated on a regular basis. Opportunities is your digital whiteboard. It's all built inside the platform for you to use so you don't get that black marker all over your hands when you're erasing it every day. We'll cover that on Thursday. Campaigns, Facebook advertising, emails, direct mail. It's all built inside of the platform. KW is one of the only companies that has a direct relationship with Facebook, and you can actually run your ads through command versus having to go to Facebook directly. We'll cover that in the class. Reports. Well, you guys need to know information about what's going on. Are you achieving your goals? This is a reports metric in here. Designs, flyers, social media, newsletters, postcards, door hangers, a magazine. We actually have a branded magazine for you. That's all inside of designs, rather than easily available to you to use in your business. Listings. Great thing about our platform is that KW is plugged directly into the local MLS. So all of the listings, not just your listings, but all of the listings are available inside of Command. And what that means is that when you utilize designs and I build a flyer on my listing, all those pictures are going to be there. I don't have to upload the pictures. They're going to come directly from the MLS, directly into the platform for you. And lastly is consumer. Consumer is that Netflix experience for our clients, right? Are they using our mobile app? Are they using our website? If they've been on our website and they go to my mobile app, do they see the same thing? The answer is yes. So think about Netflix, right? You log into Netflix from your phone, right? You're watching something. Then you come home, you pick up where you left off on your computer, on your TV, or your laptop. It all talks to each other. The consumer experience inside of Command does the same thing. Doesn't matter if they're on your app or on their desktop. Their interface, their login will be the same on either platform. So it's important for you to know that. So these are the applets that we will walk through over the next 8 sessions. Now, on the upper right-hand side, okay, I want to show you a couple things on the screen. Here's the question mark all the way on the right-hand side. This is support inside of Command itself. There's guided tours, how to, step-by-step, walking you through certain components of Command, right? Then there is chat with support. Okay, you can log right in here and ask a question. Now it'll start to look at your question, and it may direct you to an answers.kw.com article in support of the question. We're used to that, right? We've got those bots that search for keywords, and they try to give us the answer prior to us actually connecting to someone, right? That's speed, right? That's to help you out. If that's not what you're looking for, you can click on Get in Touch and actually have a live chat. Now, remind you when you click on live chat, it's really, the live chat is meant for support. If you're going there for training, okay, then I recommend you talk to your marketing tech trainer first, but this is available to you. And if necessary, go ahead and do that. And times a day is going to matter as to how long the wait chat is, like anything else, right? Agents are looking for training, agents are looking for support. Not every agent across KWRI gets the information that I'm providing to you guys, which is go talk to your market secretary. They're probably going to be quicker than some of the things inside of support. Just a little FYI. Okay. There's a marketplace, which we'll get into a little bit later. There's a lot of other integrations or partnerships that KW has. So you can actually go into the marketplace and look at other companies that KW has relationships with that may enhance your business. Okay, that's what the marketplace is. This notifications bell is letting you know that, hey, if there's a little red dot there, it means you probably had a client or a consumer or something happen inside of Command that elicits your reaction, your response. Maybe it's a phone call, maybe somebody emailed you, maybe somebody texted you. That's what this little notifications bell will let you know. Next, you've got this little drop down. This drop down is your Connect profile. Sorry, Command profile. Now you also see the word profile here. Okay? If I go here what you're actually going to see is your agent to agent referral profile. It pulls automatically from Connect. Okay. My internet's a little bit snow. I don't know, a little bit snow. Interference from the snow on my side, I think, is what's happening here. But underneath here, okay, you'll see that agent to agent profile, just like you saw in KW Connect. And you can edit it here or edit it there, and it goes back and forth. This profile is not your consumer profile. Okay? Your consumer profile is underneath settings. Okay? On the left-hand side, there's a Connect Settings button that says Marketing Profile. Your marketing profile is what pushes out to all of your marketing material, your website, your emails, everything that comes from Command is here. So you want to take the time to fill this out, upload a headshot, team logo if you have one. Anything that's asterisk with a red is something you have to submit in order for this to work for you, okay? You'll see that this is your consumer bio, right? This is you connecting with the consumer. Now, when you're going to be with KW for a little while, you may start attending Bold. You may be a member of the ALC. You may attend things like Ignite or Family Reunion or Mega Camp. Those things are great in your agent-to-agent bio. The consumer has no idea what those things mean. So in your consumer bio, talk about your hometown. Talk about your favorite hobbies of golf or coaching, when you coach your kids' hockey team or baseball or softball or basketball, right? Where'd you go to school? What's your hometown look like? That's what people are looking to connect to you with. And over time, when you're in production, then you can start talking about your production success. So your bio is something that should evolve with you as you grow your business. Mobile phone, brokerage information, that's all here, okay? Some of these things at the bottom are not necessary for us. You do need a legal footer. And for us, that looks like this. Each office is independently owned and operated. You guys will see that on your business card, your flashcards, your flyers. Anytime you do an advertisement, this needs to be there, okay? Talk to your broker if you're not sure. Legal links, footer images, we don't use those, that's okay. Social media, if you're on there, what channels are you on? You can post your links because that'll plug through. And then if you're really into tracking information, you can put your Facebook pixels or your Google Analytics. And I'm basically going to address this way. If you have to ask me what this is, then I don't need you to worry about this right now. If you know what this is, then you know what this is. And then your branded mobile app here, which we'll talk under consumers a little bit, that will be here too. Save all this information and make sure you toggle this green button here at the top and turn that on, because this information will push across to your consumer app and your websites when we get around to building those. So the most important things here. Profile is your agent to agent profile. Command settings marketing profile is your agent to consumer profile. Things I wanted you guys to know about today. Then there's settings. Okay. There are a couple of default settings that are available to you that I want you to understand what they are. I'm going to talk through them right now. Okay. Your order is going to be different than my order because you may have not connected some things. First thing you'll see on my screen, and yours is going to be out of order, is Facebook. There's actually 2 Facebook connections here. Okay. Everybody needs to have a Facebook business page in business. It's just highly, when I say should, I'd say should, not have to, right? It's not a requirement, but I encourage you highly. You all have to have, in order to have a business page, you have to have a personal profile that has a business page attached to it. You can't have a business page separate without creating a personal profile. When you connect what's called Facebook Ads Manager or Facebook's post scheduling, this is what allows you to run advertising, okay, to show up in Facebook feeds if you're advertising a listing or an open house or something like that, okay? Post scheduling allows you to schedule out information you want on any particular calendar day. We'll go into the details of this a little bit more, but you can actually build out your message for the week, schedule it, time and dates that you want that to go out through the post scheduling. That will go to your business page. The ads manager is you advertising to everybody out in the KW, or sorry, in Facebook world that you're trying to advertise a listing to. It doesn't post on your business page, but the advertising has to be connected to your business page. And the great thing about that is any information you capture or lead automatically funnels back to command. So that's why we have two separate Facebook plugins, because they do two different things. Docusign. Docusign is your KW provided digital library and signature for contracts. You do need to have a Docusign account connected, okay? And that is valuable to you when you're writing business, because those contracts and those documents can funnel back into command for brokerage compliance so you can get paid. We'll touch on that a little bit later. Talk to your Market Center tech trainer if you guys aren't using Market Center, or if you don't have your account set up yet, you do want to walk through that and configure that. Twitter, if you're on Twitter, this is exactly like what I just talked about with Facebook, okay? Google Calendar, your KW email gives you Gmail, which also gives you a calendar. You can connect that calendar so you can start scheduling out and have insight to what's going on with maybe meetings you have with your clients going down. This calendar integration is something that's getting continuously more developed. Right now, it's just kind of an open up view of what's going on in your day to day, or I need to schedule an appointment. Not fully integrated yet, but that's coming. Email connection through Gmail, or email connection through, oh, I don't see it. Oh, here you go, Office 365. What this does, so Gmail, your KW email, when I connect it here, okay? What that does is every time I send an email to one of my consumers, and they are a contact inside of command, that email is recorded against their contact record. So I know that I sent them an email. That's what that connection does. It looks at Gmail emails that were sent. It says, hey, David sent an email to Derek today, and it stamps Derek's contact record, because Derek and I are connected as a contact on his email, that I sent him something today. That's what that interaction does. So you do want to connect your email, your KW email, here. PySync is for larger teams. That allows you to pull data in from other platforms. So if you find yourself that you use a different system, I want you to let your Market Center tech trainer know, and we may need to set up the PySync integration for you. Okay. Twitter ads is like Facebook ads, but most people are just relying on Facebook ads at this point. Same for Google AdWords. That's more advanced stuff. But if you have these, then you'll understand that. And again, this kind of falls into the category. If you don't know what these are, then we'll just kind of let that lie for right now. The bottom, we've got email services. So I mentioned that you have a kw.com email address, where you also have a command email address. Okay, this is not one that you're going to put on your business card, you're going to send out, but that in the system, when it sends out automatic emails for you on your behalf, in order for it to track it differently, you are actually assigned a KW command email. And basically what that is, it's going to be your name .mail.kw.com with your KW ID number in there. And when your consumers receive an email, it'll say your name, right? It's not a big deal. And then they respond back. That information goes back and forth, and command can track. It's a little bit different in the command email. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we get into marketing and contacts, but understand this. What you want to do is have this configured, and you want your reply to email set up here. And your reply to email should be your KW email. And the reason you want your reply to email is so that you know that they're talking back to you. Auto emails go out through command, okay? And they respond back, it'll come back to your KW email. So that's why they talk to each other that way. And you're given 5,000 emails a month to use. If you find that you're going to go much more than that, you can increase that subscription, but you have 5,000 free emails per month. Okay. Mailchimp, we're not going to go over that right now. If you use Mailchimp, then you'll understand that you can integrate your Mailchimp, which functions very much like command email, into this platform. They're just a business partner, but we won't touch on that too much here. Twilio is the ability for you to have texting through command. And this is a separate texting number that's strictly for your business. It's not your number that you have attached to your phone. You'll be given a different number. It's kind of like a Google Voice number that allows you to text directly and automatically to your consumers through command. Okay, so you do want to go in here. You do want to subscribe in the marketplace. You do want to create an account. It is not free. Okay, it's a third-party connection, but it's very, very inexpensive. You will go in there. You will create an account, and then you will choose a phone number, 703-571. Right, 202, depending on where you are, you'll be able to go through if there's a number available. 703 numbers in high demand. So there may or may not be any available. So you may have to use one of the other area code numbers, okay? And when I said it's not free, you'll see a pay scale over here. So 300 credits is $3 a month. So it's basically like the equivalent of roughly like sending 300 text messages. Right? If you, now I will tell you, if you send larger than 165 characters in a text, or if you send a photograph, or if you send a link, what they call a multimedia, they'll charge you 2 credits. Right? So it's all laid out in here. I do recommend that you integrate this with your platform, because as we start getting into smart plans, you'll see that there's value to having text messaging built into your platform. And just kind of to answer the question, there is no way to integrate your personal phone number and your personal texting through this service. So you have to have this third-party connection to do texting. All right. Now, those are the setup features that I wanted to go over with you today. There's a couple of other things that you'll want to have, and I want you to go ahead and do this today, okay, in your system. So there are 2 apps, and lost my, there we go. Let me pull this up. App downloads. Okay. So there's a couple of apps that I want you to download on your phone. Okay. The first one is called Kelly, K-E-L-L-E. Okay. Kelly, for all intents and purposes, was our first version of the KW Command mobile app. Kelly is being sunset, and at some point this year, we will have a fully integrated Command mobile application. Okay, right now it's Kelly. But Kelly, because she's being sunsetted, there isn't a lot going on with Kelly other than this. If you've been around as long as I have, you'll understand this reference a little bit. Pagers, okay? So we would dial your number and you would get a beep, 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 beep notification that you need to return a call to somebody. Kelly, think of Kelly as your notifications pager. When I talked about that little bell and the red dot, if one of your consumers are reaching out to you through your platform, you'll receive a Kelly notification on your phone that will prompt you to follow up with your consumer. You log into Command, you call them, you see what the message is. Kelly is not fully integrated well enough right now to do everything we want it to do. So I'm going to give you a workaround. The workaround that I want you to do is this. I want you to go into your phone. I want you to open up Chrome in your phone. And I want you to go to agent.kw.com. Just like you would at your desktop, but I want you to do it on your phone. Okay? I want you to log in with your KW user ID and password. Okay. And then I want you to click on the 3 dots on the upper right-hand side, and I want you to click on Add to my homepage. And what that will do is that will create a link, like an app icon, and put it to the homepage on your phone, which will allow you to log into Command, if you save your password, and work like an app. It's not an app, but it'll function very much like an app. So it's kind of what I call a workaround or a small cheat. So if Kelly beeps you and says, hey, you need to call somebody, and you open up that saved Command app that I just told you to build on your phone, you open that up, you'll see that contact information and everything going on through their contact card. That's the best way to utilize those 2 in conjunction right now till we fully integrate that new component to Command. And I just kind of threw that at you. Again, if you have trouble with this, talk to your market tech chair. They can walk you through doing this. But I think that's something that you'll find valuable. The third app that I want you to have is your mobile app. And my mobile app, I mean your consumer app. So if you look in your store for KW Mobile or KW Realty, you're going to see an app to search real estate. We'll talk more about that in the consumer session, but I want you to download it now. Now, when you download the mobile app, okay, your login is not your KW user ID and password, because the mobile app is a consumer app. It doesn't know that you are you, doesn't know that I am David the Realtor. Okay. You're going to make sure that you are branded to that. So what I did when I download my app and I created an account on my app, and created as me, I just created a dummy account under my son's name and used a different email address. Okay, don't use your KW email address to create an account. It'll get squirrely on the back end. So create a different user experience for yourself to test and utilize. Okay, go in there, play with the app, search for properties, get comfortable with it. We will go into that in our consumer class, which is next week. Okay, but I want you to create an account under home. Make sure that you're connected. If you go under the more button in there, you can choose you as your realtor. That's why it's a little squirrely in the back end, right? So my son Connor, I have his branded app. I am selected as his realtor. When that happens, when that connection happens, everything he searches for, or your consumers search for on their app, is tracked back to their contact record inside of Command, which I will see. Tremendous value in that. All right. Running 3 minutes long, I apologize. So we will train every day for the next 2 weeks at this time. Every one of these sessions are recorded. Every one of these recordings will be posted to the YouTube channel and posted to the Facebook page. So you can go back and rewatch them. Okay. Tomorrow we will go over contacts, Wednesday smart plans, Thursday opportunities. Next week, again, this is Monday through Thursday, we'll go over consumer designs, campaigns, and referrals. So basically every day for the rest of the year, that's the plan. This 2-week rotation will happen. And it'll be the same trainings every day. If there's a holiday, then we'll just skip that day. So if it's a Monday holiday, which happens a lot, we'll skip a Monday training class and we'll just pick up on Tuesday with whatever Tuesday session. These classes are the same. They're static every day. And it'll always, so if you know that, hey, I need to go through orientation again. Well, it's recorded. But 2, if you want to come on live, it's every other Monday at 10 o'clock, right? So for those of you that are joining me today, you're starting on day 1 through 8 sessions. And we'll walk through these 8 sessions on this channel over the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and stop my share here. And I will open up for any questions. But for those of you that need to go, I understand. I asked for an hour. I respect that. Derek, are there any questions I didn't answer? Or is there any questions that you guys might have that I didn't address in this confines of an orientation class? Feel free to unmic yourself at this point if you want to ask a question. If not, then we are free to go.
Where again can I go get that calendar set up?
I'm sorry?
The calendar integration set up. Where again should I go get that taken care of?
You're going to log into mykw.kw.com. And on the bottom of that page, it's going to say intranet. You click on that intranet, and on the upper right-hand side is your picture. You'll click on that picture. It'll bring you into some profile settings, and you're going to click Edit Preferences. And at the bottom of Edit Preferences, it'll say Calendar Integration.
Yeah, I'm having issues. It's saying it's not going to work. So where do I go get help to take care of that?
I would have you go talk to your Market Center tech trainer.
Okay, will do.
Perfect. Any questions from everybody else? Everybody's dropping like flies, which I understand. All right, then I will see you all tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and we will dive into contacts. Have a great day, everybody.